Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is May 7th, 2024. So really quickly, I'm gonna make a little recap for those who haven't seen the previous video yet or totally new to this channel. So, I'm gonna turn 18 in 1 month and 10 days. 1 month and 20 days. Yeah. But until that, until the July of 1st, I hope that we are gonna complete our startup. Okay, I got a little into details already. Okay, yeah. My business is web design, and you know, I'm not getting out of this stuff. Those guys who are probably watching me from day one or even last 3 or 4 videos are gonna be a little confused because my main business is, this web design agency. I have to make web designs and search for web design clients and stuff like that. And instead, I'm spending most of my time building these startups and doing things like that. And you might think that I switched. The truth is that I didn't switch. And I didn't took a pause. I'm sorry. For the last couple of days, I've been working really intense on these projects because I saw my teammates, a couple of my friends, really pass through me. They just completed, the web designer completed web design. The backend guy completed his backend side, and he's even doing all of this, his studies at school and stuff like that. And I was just, what the heck is going on? This thing was kind of like a on-side thing for me. Most of my time I was delegating myself to reaching out to people on Instagram to find web design clients and making this kind of videos to find web design clients. This is not like a marketing or something like that. The goal from this series is to document my journey, right? But it's not harming anyone. I hope it is. Yeah, just to let you know that I'm a designer. Okay, whatever. Today, so far, I didn't DM'd people, but yeah, one thing I'm gonna say you, Let me stand up because it's a little hot here. Okay. Yes, the web design agency, which I'm running currently, is not making that much progress yet. But I have come up with a beautiful strategy to just really, really push myself into beautiful limits. Beautiful limits. There is a project management tools which companies use to manage. They have a really big one task. They break it into one smaller tasks, and they just make a to-do list of things which they have to do, things which are in progress, and things which I have completed. It's 3 to-do lists. And I have found this kind of products online. And what I did, you can basically do a to-do list even using your paper, your notepad, whatever, fits for you. I just, took every idea from my mind, and I have made notes before about how I can make this agency better, right? So there is ideas, things which I have come up with. I wrote them down to my to-do list. Yes, I didn't, completed them or started working on them yet, but they are over there. Just, give me a little bit of time. I'm gonna start to work on them. I have planned it for next couple of weeks or months. to update my website totally from scratch, remake it, make it even better, make it even more beautiful, make it a little bit more complex from technical side. I want to add backend to my website because it doesn't have a backend and it doesn't support a backend. I want to add, I want to, remake, redo, recode, you name it, the front end side of my website. And yeah, there's like insane things which I have planned for my agency from technical side. The problem is that, this clients stuff, this money making stuff, I know most of you are gonna say this is not gonna affect how much money you're gonna make and stuff like that. I mean, technically it should affect, because if you're gonna make a better SEO optimization, which I have wrote down also, it kind of supposed to gain more traffic. And if it's gonna gain more traffic, let's see what is gonna happen. And yeah, there's a lot of things which I have planned for my agency itself from technical side. I have planned also to hire salespeople, but I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I mean, okay, what I wanted to say. Ooh. I spend most of my time today. It's 12 p.m. right now. Until the 12 p.m. when I wake up from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I spend most of my time dealing with my startup, because there was one issue, one error popping up. And yeah, I mean, you might kind of, be surprised that I'm spending most of my time, like freaking hours on this startup, and not spending even 2 hours a day on this agency stuff. But I'm gonna surprise you here. Even if I didn't had a meeting with a client, which if you saw the previous video, you know that yesterday he rescheduled that meeting for Saturday of this week. Saturday of this week. I don't know when. I know where. He sent me a location. But and yeah. So technically, even if we are not DMing people for like, I think last 2 days, because we were intensely working on my startup, we're still making some kind of results. We're still gaining clients, and that's the insane part of it. Yes, not from Instagram. The client which came to me, he came from connections. I found the client from networking with people. You can say it's this way, because okay, if I'm gonna break it down, I got a message from one of my friends who run an SMMA agency, and he got a client, closed an SMMA client, and that client which he closed, he wanted to update his old website and stuff like that. And that's how I got a client. It wasn't in my control. I didn't intentionally reach out to that guy or something like that. It just one day, one message, and I'm waiting for Saturday to come, inshallah. And yeah, well, it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna try. Okay, what I have in my hands right now is to DM people, as many people as I can. Yes, maybe I can come up with some kind of other methods of reaching out to people. Actually, I have to visit Instagram back again. Maybe some people messaged me. I didn't visit it since yesterday. Yeah. There's one thing which I wanted to share with you, which I think that's the reason why I pressed this record button, even if there is not that many things which I have accomplished so far. And I'm not, you can say I'm not proud, but I am, because bro, if you only could have seen how much progress which we have made in our startup, that's insane. I never saw so much dopamine spikes. I never had so many dopamine spikes from some kind of good source of income. I am happy that we're working hard, me and my friends, and I am working intense hours in a row, for a couple of days now, and I'm happy about how much progress we should have made, because why not? Why not? I mean, just okay. When I'm gonna release this product to open source, and you're gonna be able to create an account and use it for free, you are gonna hope, understand, and appreciate what you're using, because you know how many hours we spent creating, making this stuff, and fortunately for you, I'm not documenting how stressful it is. Yeah. Okay. What I want to say, I saw one clip from Spider-Man's movie. Um, the first Spider-Man, where the professor goes, he says to, you know, Peter Parker, you name it. Um, he says, intelligence is not a privilege, it's a gift which has to be used for the good of mankind. Intelligence is not a privilege, it's a gift which has to be used for the good of mankind. And that's kind of, it's a beautiful quote. I can't, it has so much meaning inside of it. Because if you have tried, if you're watching this video, you're probably someone who is working on himself, someone who is probably trying to do something with his life, in a good way, trying to change the world, trying to become a better version of himself, or the best version of himself, you name it. Trying to become someone who is really important, trying to become someone who is really rich and famous, and use it for the good of mankind, not like maybe creating, why not creating, hospitals, creating places for people to work and, earn a good amount of money. And, you know if you are the kind of person, you are probably like me, have tried to guide other people from darkness to light. Because I don't know why you and I have just this desire inside of us, which just makes us to, get up, maybe not jumping from our bed, but when we get up every day, when we make goals every day, every single day for our day, what we're gonna be doing this day, today, we have things to write down, we have ideas, we read books, we create companies, we launch stuff, we make videos, and just, there's so many beautiful and right things which we are doing. I mean, isn't it insane? Yeah, it's kind of heartwarming to hear that, but when you think about it, I have tried to guide other people, my classmates, my relatives, my friends, and I have tried to make these people to watch useful content, stop watching garbage, stop talking to girls, stop doing all this dumb shit like smoking and drinking, you know, stop stop doing all these wrong things and start to do some right things, make to read books, make to watch useful content, make to read the translation of Quran if you don't speak Arabic, and that's okay. Yeah. And this professor is probably only professor which somehow changed my life. He just said something which is so true. Because it's really hard to explain why God chose you and I to be the kind of person, the kind of individual, because we are using resources which are available for free online. Just go ahead and watch some useful content on YouTube, download free PDF, There is people, giving Qurans for free away and just pick it up and just say thank you and go out to your home and read it. Press the record button, make a video, pick up a freaking $4 notepad and start to writing down something every day. It's not that hard things which we are doing. It's not that complicated. It's very simple. And even that, people are not doing it. And it's kind of sad when you see other people, how blind they are. But at the same time, it has to make you so freaking happy because, bro, you are the one who is choosing. Bro, you are the, you have been chosen to be that 1%. Because nothing can explain how all of a sudden we decide, you know what, I want to change my life. I want to start watching useful content. I want to learn these valuable skills and just, poverty. I mean, bro, there is so many poor people who are unthankful for whatever they have. There's so many, there is not a single excuse which you can say, this kind of people, if you are in this kind of circumstances or if you're in this kind of situation, you are going to become the kind of person who is 1%. Not a single situation is an ideal circumstances for you to become a 1%. There is no such thing. There is so many of my friends. I'm not living in America. I'm not living in world #1 world. I'm living in a third world country. And I have friends, have classmates and relatives, people who are unthankful for whatever God has given them, people who don't read books, people who don't want to change their lives for better, people who are just making $200, $300, $500, $400 a month and they're just okay with it. And they know on Instagram, because they use it, that there are people out there making shit ton of money and they just, cool, I don't know, there's something built into you and I, which is just, some kind of V8, vehicles, V8 motor, just freaking burning from inside, just, to do something with this, just don't get sad about that other people are not guided. Be happy about that you are guided. Say thanks to God, that He chose you to be guided, because it's nothing can explain why. Why you? Because God chose and decided that, you know what, this guy, him, he's gonna be the one. He's gonna read books, he's gonna work on himself, he's gonna go to the gym, he's gonna make useful content and change other people's lives. And why very few people run the world? Not the majority. Very few people. One circle around the table. That's it. One circle in one table. 10 or 15, maybe. Not the majority runs the world. The few people run the world. The few people run the countries. 3 or 5 people run the entire country, technically. That's what I want to share today. Peace out.